In the rolling hills of Andalusia, Spain, there lived a young shepherd named Santiago. Each day, he guided his sheep through the fields, living peacefully beneath the wide open sky. But inside him burned a quiet curiosity, a longing to see the world beyond the hills he already knew. One night, while sleeping in the ruins of an old church, Santiago had a strange dream. A child appeared and told him that a hidden treasure awaited him at the pyramids of Egypt. Just as the child was about to show him the exact spot where the treasure was hidden, he had awakened. When the same dream came the next night, Santiago could no longer dismiss it as coincidence. He began to wonder if it was a sign, a message meant only for him. Hoping to understand the dream, Santiago visited a gypsy fortune teller. She told him he must travel to Egypt to find the treasure and asked for a tenth of it if he succeeded. Still unsure, as Santiago walked through the busy markets of Tarifa, he met an old man with a white beard who introduced himself as Melchizedek, the king of Salem. The old man seemed to know Santiago's dream and spoke of personal legends, the unique destiny everyone is meant to follow. He encouraged Santiago to pursue his dream and gave him 2 stones, Urim and Thummim, to guide him with omens. With newfound faith, Santiago sold his flock and began his journey in search of the treasure. Days later, Santiago crossed the sea and arrived in the bustling city of Tangier. Amid the noise and the crowd, he heard a man speaking Spanish, the first familiar voice in foreign land. He offered to help Santiago buy camels for the journey to Egypt but then disappeared with all the money Santiago gave him. Defeated, Santiago remembered Melchizedek's words when he felt the 2 stones inside his bag. He found work with a crystal merchant whose business had long grown dull, but with Santiago's ideas and steady hard work, the shop soon came alive again. With his savings restored, Santiago could have returned back to Spain but instead joined a caravan bound for Egypt. Among the travelers was an Englishman journeying into the desert to find the legendary alchemist said to live near the oasis. He had spent years studying alchemy, yet believed real mastery required meeting the alchemist in person. Through the Englishman, Santiago saw that knowledge from books alone was not enough. As they traveled, he learned from experience by reading the birds, the wind, and the people and listening to the world around him. After many days, the caravan reached an oasis, a paradise of palm trees and cool water in the middle of the desert. There, Santiago met Fatima, a woman whose eyes reflected the calm of the desert sky, and he instantly fell in love with her. For the first time, Santiago considered staying in the oasis. But Fatima gently reminded him that true love does not hold a person back. It waits and supports a person in fulfilling their destiny. With a heavy heart, Santiago continued his journey and met the alchemist, the Englishman had spoken about. He seemed to have been expecting Santiago all along. During their travels together, the alchemist taught Santiago to listen to his heart, showing him that true alchemy was not about turning metal into gold, but about transforming oneself. Their interactions helped Santiago see that courage, faith, and love were part of following one's destiny. At last, Santiago reached the pyramids, golden in the fading light. His heart filled with joy and wonder, he began to dig. But as night fell, he found nothing. Exhausted and heartbroken, Santiago was attacked by thieves. As they beat him, one of them mocked him, saying he once dreamed of treasure buried under a ruined church in Spain but never bothered to go. In an instant, Santiago understood. The treasure had been at the church, where his journey had begun all along. With renewed purpose, he returned to Spain with his heart finally at peace. There, beneath the roots of the sycamore tree in the ruined church where he had once dreamed, he found a chest of gold and jewels. The treasure was real, but it was not the treasure that mattered most. As the wind whispered through the church walls, Santiago smiled, because it brought with it the scent of Fatima from the desert.